just about to start.
Yes.
Get this thing started. What's up, everybody? Get this turned down on mine. All right, so hopefully everyone's had a great weekend. Sunday streams are pretty laid back. Honestly, all of our streams are laid back. Our Monday through Friday ones, when we're doing live trading, we'll go a little crazy, because it's the trading mentality. I say crazy, it's just a little bit more serious. What's MC saying? Yeah, we'll get to it real quick, here in a second. But, I just like to, welcome you all. I know it's a Sunday morning. You guys could be doing anything. So if you don't know already, so even when the Chiefs season starts, we're still going to do our night streams. But since the NFL season is still in preseason mode, we didn't even start our game till like 7, 8 o'clock last night. So, generally I take, if the Chiefs play in the afternoon, I'll take the afternoon stream off, and vice versa. But that's really the only day I allow myself to take off. I'm a huge NFL fan. And also, as I preach, trading isn't just about making money. It enables you to, help you a lot more time to spend with your family. I'm huge into spending time. You know what I mean? Especially, after my mom got sick, it really engraved it into me that, you got to get off the computer sometimes and spend it with your friends and family. Because feeling like, sitting here and trading all the time, it can kind of get robotic after a while. Like you're just a machine. All right, so Vishal, yeah, my Chiefs lost, but the first team, we did great. The only reason we really lost last night was it's preseason. Our third string, it's mostly our third string that blew it for us. Hey, for Kings use only, how you doing? Christopher, how you doing? So I make sure I didn't miss any of your guys' messages. I'm telling you, I really enjoy this restream now. That I'm able to, get Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. So let's take a look at Market Cipher. So, honestly, guys, I just woke up here a little bit, maybe about an hour ago. So this is my first time looking at the charts with you. Now, I do remember it looks like we hit 10,003 because I woke up at like 5, 6 in the morning to use the restroom, and I noticed, you know, we were hovering at like 10.2, 10.3. Well, you know, we've been a channel for a while now, so, you know, we've had this channel for roughly about a month and a half. I've been on Twitch for the last 2-3 months, or about, I'd say 2 months. But looking at market Cipher, before you ever start a trade, you have to identify the environment that you're trading in. So, as you always should, check your daily time frames. Your higher time frames are going to have more say, you know, than the short time frames. So if we look here on the daily, you can actually see this morning, this descending line. Let's get this up here. This descending line right now, every time we hit it, it basically pushes our head down. You know, it looks like we actually had a rejection off of it earlier this morning. So let's take a look at market Cipher. Let's see what market Cipher B is showing. You know, this is something I brought up a few days ago. It looked like we were trying to form a small trigger wave here. But this right shoulder basically is outgrew this right here. So basically, this isn't going to turn into a trigger wave. I was kind of hoping we would get... let's get this started here. I was kind of hoping we were going to get something like this, where we would get a lower bearish, you know, a lower bearish momentum with our blue waves. But honestly, if that would have happened, it would have played out from here. It's kind of invalidated from this. But still, in the long run, as long as we don't surpass this blue wave here, we should honestly be good. But you can obviously tell, though, the bearish momentum on the daily is building. So let's go to our 4-hour. It's kind of showing the same thing. It looks like we were trying to form, you know, maybe round this off, and now we're kind of peeking out here on the right side. So, you know, honestly, theoretically, I guess you could still say we have this right here. But, you know, if we were going to get a major reaction, we would have had something right here. You know what I mean? This could have honestly been our rejection from 10.3. I'm going to get this. So, I start with the daily. We go to the 4-hour. Let's check the 2-hour. All right. So, we zoom out here. And guys, while I'm doing this, give me a sound check. How loud is the background music to my voice? You guys are my sound crew. I have amazing headphones on right now. So no matter if it's at 100% blaring from your side. Hey, Gabe Mendez. Oh, yeah. Yep. I don't know if you can see my jersey back here, but yep. Yep, I live right next to Kansas City. Here, I'll scoot over here. But yeah, I have Jamal Charles. I have his jersey framed in my office. If Mahomes has another good year this year, I'm going to frame my Jamal Charles one too. I'm sorry, not Jamal, but I'm going to frame my Patrick Mahomes. You got a new mouse? No. You know, just to be completely transparent, we're going to be fine with now because I have a laptop. But I live, if you're not familiar with Kansas, there's not like... So I live basically between two major cities, and each one is about a 45 to an hour long drive to the city. We do have a hometown place, but you know, living in a country town, they're not open on the weekends. I think they were open a bit yesterday, but so you can see here, this is what we were wanting to play off on the 4-hour. You had your high in your blue wave right here. This is your bearish momentum. You came back, you popped to the upside, and now you had a smaller wave right here, and now we've played to the upside here. But once again, this is something I want to bring to your attention. We made it's drastically lower, and now your RSI is pointed down. So we've looked at the 2-hour. It's basically showing I mean, it's not showing the same thing as the 4-hour and the daily, but what it's saying is we did peek our head up to the bull side in the bullish momentum, and there just wasn't enough to keep it going. So let's go to our 1-hour. I'm going to delete this green line here. So looking at the 1 hour, we are just ever so slightly down sloping. I'm talking like very little. The reaction, Dorothy's from there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shoot, I was laughing. So 3 BYOB streams ago we had my shot glass, like right here. I'm obviously not drinking, I just have it in my office right now. It says keep calm and follow the yellow brick road. Dude, we have so much Wizard of Oz stuff in our house. They actually have a museum that's like maybe an hour away from my house. There's not much to do in the Midwest, man, so you gotta, it's the little things. So this is the little action we got off this morning. You peeked your head to the upside. It looks like you tried to make you started to try to go to the bear side. But if you look here, we immediately got a reaction off this right here, and we shot to the upside. So this kind of coincides right here with the move we already had this morning. So I don't want to get too bullish on this, just for the simple fact these are the lower time frames, and it kind of looks like we may have already played this out, this move. So let's continue down. Let's go to the 30-minute. So the shorter time frames right now, it's really hard to gauge. Hey, how you doing, Sam X? Hopefully you're having a good weekend. So basically right now, guys, the shorter time frames are pretty much reacting to the move we had now, and then, since we've rejected our downsloping resistance line. So I don't want to put too much into this momentum that we have on our blue wave market Cipher B. Maybe we can make a lower low. You know what I mean? These shorter time frames are going to be what helps feeds the later time frames, like the hour, the 2 hour, you know what I mean, etc. But right now, I don't want to put too much panic in the market, but the bulls are kind of in final stand mode right now. They really got to hold their ground. The reason being is, I've seen this multiple times. How would you play a move to the downside? All right, and that's actually was just about to get into that. So we're gonna look at our daily time frames, guys. All right, so if we get over here, we look at our chart. I'm gonna move these other moving averages so you guys can see you'll have a clean idea of what I'm talking about. Actually, I want this on. I want this setting. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna get rid of all my moving averages except the one I'm talking about. Alright, so we have all of our moving averages off except the EMA 100. If you look at this run up, you can see the EMA 100 acted as resistance here. Okay, I guess I'm on the Bybit chart, so they weren't even around before December, but it's pretty much verbatim across all the other exchanges. Before we broke to the upside right here, which was about the end of February, beginning of March, the EMA 100 has basically been like the wind behind our sails. Every time we get close to it, we seem to bounce off of it, and we've just been extremely bullish since we've broke the EMA 100. Now, you can see where we got overly extended, we got even more extended, kept going to the upside. Let's get rid of this. And there's something I want you guys to look at right here, okay? So you were very overextended, you corrected, you came back down. Oh, I heard something. So I'm gonna check what that sound was here. My thing's not updating, but your EMA 100 is right here on the daily time frames. And you can see each time we get close to it, we bounce to the upside. Hey Mathis, how you doing? And so now we're pretty much creeping right above it. All right. And this right now is sitting. Someone subscribed. Okay. I was like, my darn phone, it doesn't, or my computer doesn't update. Thank you, Vishal. Oh, you're in the Crypto Face Whale crew? Hey, that's awesome. Nice to meet you as well. So this is what I wanted to point out, guys. You can see that basically it's been holding us up. We have not broken this since February when the bull run really got some steam behind it, okay? And right now, we are hovering just above it. Our EMA 100 is roughly at about... We keep moving up every single day. A few days ago... no, I'm not in a position right now. I'll start looking later tonight. I don't really like starting positions on Saturday and Sunday. That's one of the... it's one of the habits I'm trying to break. I'm a liquidity trader. That's why I really don't trade in markets that are very thin, like certain altcoins or most altcoins. I want to trade... and not only that, altcoins don't really seem to be following Bitcoin anymore. So, but no, I'm not in a position. I'll start looking here in the next few hours. The closer we get to 5 o'clock when the futures open back up, I'll definitely start considering it. But you can see right now, we've bounced off this support. We have this support box. It basically is from about 9,700 to about 9,900. This is the area that we just constantly, we keep bouncing and going to the upside. And our EMA 100 is slightly just below it. A few days ago, it was at 9,500. Now we're creeping up to 96, and now we're almost all the way to 9,700. So my point about this is I believe this is going to make or break this current bull trend that we're in. Yeah, it's pretty bearish. I'm kind of leaning that way too. I don't want to get extremely bearish until we can break and close a daily candle under the EMA 100 because we've never done that. This entire bull run, we've never broken and closed under the EMA 100. And this is on the daily time scale, guys. So until we break this EMA 100, yes, scalp trading, that's what I am at heart. You can make a ton of money scalping it from, our current levels to where our EMA 100 is. But when it comes to like starting an extremely large short position, especially for like a long play when you're looking for, at least $300 to $500 worth of a swing, I'm going to hold off for this one right here. I want to see the EMA 100 break. Yeah, I'm more of a swing scalp trader. And this is like when I'm trying to look for more longer term plays, that's what we're doing here. If we break 9,500 or 96, this EMA 100, you can see it on your charts. If you go on the EMA 100 and you go to the daily time scale, I would honestly be looking for at least $8,700 to $900. But something I want you to keep in mind. I've been in this market quite a bit. For all the new people that are here for the first time, I've been a full-time crypto trader since January 2017, and I was a stock and options trader. I traded, SPY. I was basically in the traditional markets. I used the charting skills that I've learned through the years. We don't only just look at the technicals, but we talk about the psychology of trading. You have to be able to curb the FOMO and control the greed, especially when you're up. So this channel, we're going to be talking about a lot of different aspects because a lot of these are lessons I had to learn the hard way. So if I can help you guys, maybe bypass some of the issues that I had, especially coming into crypto and some of the lessons that I've learned, that's what I'm going to do. But if you take your fib or trace, I don't want to put the Fibonacci on here. I just know it from muscle memory. You've probably seen the videos on YouTube now. Every YouTuber and their mom is calling for a bounce off 85 to 8600. It's your 0.5 fib. If you don't know your fibs, the 0.5 fib is your most common retrace after a parabolic move to the upside. But there's no rule that says you have to bounce off the 0.5 every single time. And I feel like it's kind of like in life, when something seems too good to be true, it probably is. That's how I kind of feel at our 0.5 here. Everyone, I mean, there's not many YouTubers that are not calling for a bounce off that area. So what we're going to do is let's get our moving averages back on. So let's say we do break it. Now, you could probably play a bounce there because you're going to have some buy money probably come in. They'll probably give you a small little bounce off 85, 8600. And it's very possible maybe we don't dip any further than that. And just to give you a reference, guys, on my EMAs right here, your purple is your 200, your light blue is your 100, your pink, where is it at? Maybe I didn't put it on. Let's check it. Okay, there it is. And your pink, so your purple's your 2, your Tron blue is your 100. It's kind of hard to see in here, but there's a pink line in here. That's your 34, and your yellow is your 13. And just because I'm a day trader, or swing trader, scalp trader, whatever you want to call it, I also have the 5 and 10 SMA. I know a lot of people don't like the simple moving averages, but it's just something that I've learned in the stock market. And you have your green, which is your 5, and you have your 10, which is your red. Hey buddy, we have tested the 13 EMA on the weekly. Let's take a look. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to get a new chart on from Bybit. That's the only thing that sucks about Bybit is there's not enough information because they're so new. They definitely don't have enough information. But yeah, you can see here on your yellow, this is your 13. We most definitely did. Hey, crypto anything, that's a good spot. Real good find there. So it's definitely something we're going to keep an eye on. I'm going to go to probably BitMEX here in a second, especially if we're going to be looking at more longer term price drops. But I just wanted you guys to know, seriously, go to your daily and look at your EMA 100. It has been basically everything. Every time we even get close to it, we bounce to the upside. We have not broken it this entire run. Hey, no problem, crypto anything. So just know, you do have your 0.5 fib, which is it's about 85, 8600. You could have a bounce there. It's very possible. But I'm more leaning to but you see your support line right here doesn't look as good because it's on the daily. There's more touch points on the 4 hour. You're going to have some support here at 8,000, but more specifically after 8,000 you have some really good support at 75, 7600. So if you're gonna try to find a more, maybe a better long position, I'm gonna start getting curious around 70 or 7,600 to that 8,000 area. If you're a bull trying to catch a major dip. Now, scalp trading, we'll get to that when it comes time. I'll definitely be looking at the 8,500 mark for a scalp trade, but yeah. So here, I'm going to go to a different chart so we can have a clean canvas to look at. Let's go to BitMEX. I haven't used the BitMEX chart in a while. Let's get our moving averages off. Get that off. All right. Gonna refresh my Bybit here. It's not loading. So your 0.5 fib. And I'll talk more in depth what these mean. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use my pad on this one. All right. So we're going to look at the trend as a whole. This is not a swing traders. This is more a long-term perspective. We're going from our exact swing low to our exact high. All right. So So if you're gonna, so when you do your Fibonacci retracement, you want to go from your, so it has to be verbatim on both sides. If you're going to use a wick on the bottom, you have to use the wick on the top. If you're going to use a candle close on the bottom, it has to be the same on the top. You can't do one or the other, and have the other one be different. So you go from your swing low, your exact low, because we're looking at the trend as a whole. You know what I mean? If you're trying to do a swing trader's mentality, I'd be looking at maybe the 75. You want to find consistent touch points to do your swing low. But we're looking at the trend as a whole. So you can see here, we went to the upside. We hit basically the apex, the top of this run. We've fallen down. Right now we are hovering at the 382. I say hovering, we're hovering just above it. You can see all the touch points we've had. That the 382 is at 97, let's just say 9750, 9800. Let's go here. So your 382 to your 618, this is your golden zone. So your 0.5. So your 236 is your most shallow retrace. Your 382 is a more medium retrace. When you go to the upside and generally in a parabolic move, you generally retrace 50% before possibly moving back to the upside. And this is where your 0.5 is. And that's why I was telling you guys the 85, 8600 area is where that 0.5 is. So after that, you have your 618. Your 618, I learned this in the stock market. This is your golden retrace. This is where investors, generally in the stock market, they find the most areas of value. And generally, like when you have a major dip, your 618 is where a lot of people start laddering in their buys. And then, of course, you have your 786. Don't you? No. I mean, honestly, I just use this major tool. I don't really like to, I guess I'm more of a bit of an old-fashioned trader. But no, I just use this standard Fibonacci tool. And then you have your 786, which this is your deepest retrace. And you can actually see here, we have a lot of these touch points here on the bottom. So what we're going to be looking at, the golden pocket. Interesting. But no, your 382 to your 618, this is your golden zone. This is generally in a retrace where you'll definitely find a bounce. Your 0.5, like I said, the 0.5 is the one, where it gets a little bit more technical. When you go parabolic to the upside, you generally retrace 50%. Your 618, this is your golden zone. I'm sorry, this is your golden, your golden buy area, for instance. With your 786, that's your deepest retrace. There's actually a lot of altcoins right now that are, they're actually below the 786 right now. It's insane. So if we look here, I mean, if you were to get bullish, the next area I would really maybe be looking at, it's really our old trade zone. If you've been here for a while, you knew we had, so when we were in the 9,000s, we had an awesome trade set up. Heated 2183, yeah, I'll be looking for a short here soon. But if we can get to the upside and we can get some buy volume in, I'll definitely be looking at that 10,008, 11,002 mark. I got a little off subject there for a minute, but if you've been here for a while, we had a trade set up from it was about 10,200, where we hit weeks back. Maybe it's like 2-3 weeks ago, where we went above 11,000. That same trade setup's going to be the same for today. But more or less, we're obviously above 10,000 or below it now. I don't want to get too bullish on Bitcoin until we can break and close a 4-hour candle above 10,006, 10,650. Then we could maybe hit the 10.8 to 11.2 mark. But I'm definitely not feeling bullish right now, guys. We're just speculating on both sides because not everyone's bullish, not everyone's bearish. So we look at both perspectives. We're a trader. I know a lot of people have the mentality that you can only long Bitcoin. And it's like, it's unethical to short it if you believe in it. If you really believe in cryptocurrency, if you have a trader's mentality, you're going to be making money on both sides of the market. So in the long run, you're going to be having more Bitcoin. It's all about accumulating as much Bitcoin as you can have. And if you're just a one-sided trader where you only look to go down or you only look to go up, you're really eliminating a giant, extra, stream of income, I guess, or, a way to accumulate Bitcoin. But no, this is how we're looking here on the 0.5 fibs. If you do the retrace, it would give you the zone we reversed at 3618. So crypto, anything, if you were to use this trend as a whole, like I'm talking the exact trend, where do you have your bottom fib line at, your anchor? Let me know, crypto, anything. Hey, Crypto Don, how you doing? But I can say, guys, before we get too much into this, I just wanted to let you guys know that, so for our Friday night community night, our 80s music, I think it's maybe because of the growth of our channel, but we're not going to be able to play 80s music anymore, like copyright music. I got a warning from YouTube, and the last thing I would want is to, get my channel, not banned, but how they can cut you off for a certain amount of time. How to reset the fib retracement if you accidentally changed the color of it. Okay, if you're on TradingView, you have these arrows right here. If you accidentally just change the color, you have these arrows. It's called undo scale time, or you can actually go forward. I do it all the time, especially since my mouse is broken. Click this arrow to the back side and it will reverse the most latest change you did. And you can click it as many times. That's what I do, especially if you just did it. Oh, but back onto the 80s. I'm not going to be able to play 80s music. So we're just going to have to go to the crypto theme, the techno 80s music. And especially after how I felt yesterday, I'm probably not going to be drinking alcohol for a while. I drank way too much on that Friday night stream. I've never been that sick. I haven't been that sick in a very long time. So which song gave you the warning? You'll actually get a Waba. It was the Bon Jovi. The three. I got 4 warnings, but no, it was from I don't know if Bon Jovi just has a really crazy algorithm or what, but that was the one that flagged me the most. Think that worked? Awesome. Play hard style music. Yeah, I just kind of play something easy. Because honestly, especially when we're looking at technical analysis, I don't really like being a DJ through every single song trying to change it. I just kind of play just something easy in the background. Before we leave this though, I want to see if we're going to see anything different here. I think it's just going to be the 80s techno music, in the the older movies. But I don't know. We'll play it by ear. If you guys listen to I've just been so busy, especially setting up the stream. I'm eventually just going to have to sit here and listen to music so I can go through it and make sure what's suitable. For the stream, because there's some music that I've been clicking on and it's just, I don't know. I hate trying to DJ and trying to trade at the same time. Yeah, Waba. I haven't been that sick in a very long time. Alright, so our EMA 100 showing the same thing here on BitMEX. You're sitting at roughly at about 9,650. How would you set up the momentum short? Let's take a look here. Let's go to our 4. Just trying to see if there's anything I can see. So I do know this from experience. It's a little bit bigger than what you would want. You technically want this to be a little shrunken, or more shrunk, I guess. This candle right here on the 4 hour is not good for starting any positions. That's because this shows indecision. This shows that the market doesn't know whether it wants to go up, it wants to go down. You know what I mean? There's basically a big war going on. These convergences don't really matter because you have your pink 34 and then you have your red, which is your SMA. So, whoa. So for right now on Bitcoin, I don't know. I say I don't know. I don't see areas of value right now shorting just above 10,000. The mark for me is probably going to be, let's see if I can get this back here. I really don't like shorting until we break that 90, that 9,700 area we just got done looking at. There's no reason to try to go against, the trend. If you're wanting to swing trade, it would probably be it would be a more lower risk trade once we break below 9,800. Let's get our Bybit chart on. This one doesn't have enough. That making a lower high is a good sign. I guess. Let's look here. Interesting. I don't really think it's a good idea to be opening a short position right now. I am a low risk, high reward trader. Yes, you do have your bottom. You do have your bottom. And then you have another one. So, and theoretically, I guess you did make, you did have a string of lower highs. You had this right here, and then this right here. So, that's why right now, guys, you have to wait for confirmation right now. For me, I'm not really, you could open some scalp trades up, but they're going to be high risk. So don't be over leveraged on this. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh yeah, bro, Valone. Yeah, Mahomes scared the crap out of me last night when he did that diving slide, or that head first slide. Definitely scared me last night. So right now, I really don't want to get too bullish until we can break maybe the 10,006, the 10,650. If we can do that, I would be more inclined to open a larger long position, to hit at least the 10.8 to possibly the 11,200 area. But do you see how all your moving averages right now? Look here on the 4 hour. You're kind of they're all starting to slope here to the downside. The key thing I'm going to be watching for is your green right here and your red. Generally, you can get a pretty decent move because I use the 5 and 10 SMA for my more short term, basically moves that are going to happen quickly. You don't have to sit here and wait for them to happen. If we can get across here of the 5 and 10 SMA, I think that could be what helps push us to the downside. But I don't like this candle. I don't like it at all. This shows there's extreme indecision. The market doesn't know if we want to go up or down. Yeah, Waba, he is the real deal. Mahomes, I'm telling you, I haven't had a lot to cheer for. I've been a Chiefs fan my entire life. I'm almost 25. I haven't had a lot to cheer for. I know we went to the playoffs the last 4 or 5 years in a row, but we had Alex Smith. And we always had a terrible defense. So this is like the first year I really think we have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. It's all contingent on our darn defense, though.
coaxed by Rottweiler.
Let's wind the clock back.
So, you know, guys, it's really hard to say where the best position to open a swing short would be. The reason being is we have major support, you know, that 9,700 area. We're making, you know, lower, I guess it would be higher lows. You got to wait for confirmation. You know, for me, I would feel more comfortable shorting after we break 9,900. Have you seen the video where he makes half court? No, I haven't seen it. I know his dad was a baseball player. The reason I'm being that's why I'm telling you guys, if you're going to try to swing trade this in any position, there's going to be pretty much about the same amount of risk on both sides. I mean, especially if you're trying to look for a more long-term, you know, I say long-term, like a $400 or $500 plus swing to a certain side, you're completely and utterly going against the trend right now. Any person that's tried expecting us to break this blue line, like, and, you know, they're trying to short here, they've gotten burned each and every time. So I really want to see a daily candle close below the EMA 100 on your daily time scale. And I mean, honestly, I will probably open a very large short position if we can break that. What I'm going to be watching though here on the daily is you have your purple and your yellow, which is your 13 and your 34. This will probably take maybe 2 days. If we continue going to the downside, it may take maybe 2-3 days to cross. Let's go to our 4 hour. Yeah, not really seeing anything else. But right now I'm neutral. I'm leaning bearish, but I'm waiting for confirmation. I at least want to see us break this higher low right here. If we can break this right here, this area right here, I'm going to give it out for you. If we can break this lower high right here, or a higher low, if we can break this higher low, I would be more inclined to short. And that's about at 9,900. I think that if you're trying to scalp trade it, I think that would be the lowest risk trade. Wait for us to invalidate the higher low pattern that we're forming here. But, you know, that's why we really talk about, I haven't gone too much in it now, but the psychology of trading may be more important than the technicals. You know, trading is 20% technical and it's 80% psychological. You have to learn patience. You know, you have to curb the curb the FOMO, and you have to control the greed. That is very, very important. There's nothing worse than jumping in when there's no confirmation in any area and you get burned. Or what's even worse is you had a good position, you got too greedy expecting better gains, and then that position pops red and you're now in a losing trade hoping to break even. Yeah, Crypto Don, thanks. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of, and if you haven't already, guys, actually right after this video today, I'm starting my educational series. I've had a lot of people request how I use Market Cipher tutorials, so I think I'll start out with that one. But the educational series, they're going to be your free indicators. I'm going to do a video on Fibonacci retracement, pretty much just like we did earlier. I'll do the MACD, the RSI, because when you have all these indicators and you're trying to decipher, it's hard to look at all these indicators and come up with a trade plan. So, and I guess it's going to be a little bit more suited for the new or rookie traders. But we're going to go over all the free indicators. I know I keep having people come into the comment section. I don't know what, I'm not sure what makes them comment, but they're like, oh, you don't need Market Cipher. They're all free indicators. Yes, you know, Market Cipher does have specific indicators, but trust me, they're more finely tuned. But trust me, I did it for years. When I traded in the stock market, we didn't have Market Cipher in 2014. I know how to use the regular indicators, and I'm going to teach you guys how to read them. You know what I mean? Market Cipher is amazing. It's really helped, you know, it's helped me spend less time, staring at these indicators and coming up with the trade plan. Market Cipher you get a better visual of it. But no, we're going to go over all the free indicators, MACD, Fibonacci. There's a ton of them. And if you want anything added to that list, just let me know. But I've noticed I keep having some people come to the chat and they think I only use Market Cipher, and it's like, no, that's just one video. And honestly, we have a lot of Market Cipher people here that have came over from CryptoFace, and Market Cipher is awesome. It's really helped the ease of trading. But once again, you can still trade perfectly fine just with your regular indicators. You just don't get a pretty visual like this, where it's a little bit easier to look at it and decipher it rather than like looking at the RSI lines and the MACD. This is why the biggest thing that I love about Market Cipher is the blue waves. Your MACD, your standard MACD, if you haven't looked at it before, you have a darker shade. I'll see if I can do this. Like with your regular MACD, you have we have it on Bybit here. Let's look at this. It'll be a lot easier to look at. Take me just a second. All right, let's get our MACD on. I'll give you guys a little bit of an idea why I like Market Cipher so much. It's literally my favorite part of Market Cipher. So, here's what we're looking at, guys. This is your standard MACD. You can see here where we had our bullish play. I don't have a trend line because we're sitting on, I'm on Bybits right now. But do you see how you have your high and bearish momentum, and you have a much lower high right here? This would have been this definitely would have been a play that you wanted to, that you would want to take. Just like right here. Switch to the lines to area. Huh? What was that, Bob? Switch the lines to area. And then you can see here, you had your play from this right here. This bigger bearish momentum to this lower one. This would have been a play you wanted to take. MACD lines to area. Yeah, I don't know. This is just a quick little tutorial. You get waves when you switch the MACD lines to area. I guess I'll just have to look into it. Right off the top of my head, I honestly don't know how to do that. This is just how I learned it. But you can see here, this would have been a bullish divergence that you wanted to see. And then just like here to the downside, this is also a play that you would want to go to the downside because you have your high and bullish momentum, and then you have a much lower high right here. So, you can still use the regular MACD and be a successful trader. I don't want people to think that, oh, you have to have Market Cipher or you're not going to succeed. Market Cipher makes trading night and day easier. But guys, I mean, these indicators have been around forever. And honestly, if you can find a way to incorporate like it's what I'm trying to teach, where you take technical analysis by looking at coming up with your supports, coming up with your resistances, know how to read the moving averages, and then you can use Market Cipher to confirm the work that you've already done with the TA, you really can't go wrong. Just to be transparent with you guys, I don't use... Sorry, I'm looking at the comments. I don't use Market Cipher to dictate my trades unless, and this is a big thing, because I've noticed there was a few people, that gave CryptoFace some heat on it, like the blockchain for what it's best. Let's pull this up right here. Even though I do follow his channel, it is very entertaining to watch. So let's get our moving averages off here. All right. When you see a green dot on Market Cipher A, that doesn't just mean to go all in or to just immediately buy the moment you see a green dot. You have to wait for market Cipher to confirm its own calls. So here, let's actually move this to the bottom. I like to have my green dots on the bottom, not above the bar. So, for instance, this call right here. You had your green dot. It was roughly about here on the chart. Your play would have been when you noticed, you can actually see it from here, but when you started making a higher high right here, this was your indication to buy. And if you look at the chart, your green dot matches up perfectly with it. Just like this short position. You have your red X, right? You have your red X, your short position that popped over here. Guess what? Go to your market Cipher. Check B. Let market Cipher confirm its own calls. So if we use our, there we go. So if you look at your momentum indicator, you have your red short, and then right here. If you look at the chart, we roughly popped a short signal right up here, right above this blue blob. When you got the key that this was going to round off, it's like, hey, this wave isn't growing anymore. That's your signal. You see your short? This was a confirmed short position. So now what we're watching now, if you look on the 4 hour, we're going to see if we're going to make a lower high in bullish or in bearish momentum. Maybe we could get a small little scalp play in here. I'd like to actually do some live trades with you guys, but being that it's just my luck, every single time I try to live trade for you guys, Bitcoin just starts doing nothing. So would you set a conditional order heated 2183? Not for now. Right now we're gonna sit back. We're gonna analyze what we think's happening, or what's going to happen. But for now, at least, I'm just really neutral right now. We have major support down below us, and we're in this very tight trading range. But you have a lot. When you have a lot of different indicators, or if you look at the chart and you look at market Cipher, one's bullish, one's bearish. It's best to sit back and be patient and let the charts dictate, what your best move is. I would rather miss out on some gains because it's a 24/7 market. I would rather miss out on some gains than prematurely get into a position and get burned because I wasn't patient enough. And this is definitely a no trade zone. Now I am leaning bearish, all right? I want that to be known. But I'm definitely not going to be that guy. I will not be the guy that's trying to reverse this trend. Every person that's tried to be the guy, oh, we're filling the gap down to, 8,000, 8,500. They've gotten burned every single time. The trend is your friend, everyone. So I think I'm going to start out with the MACD. We'll do a Fibonacci, and then we'll do your EMAs on the educational series. And so they're going to be on YouTube, but if you go to our Discord, which if you haven't been there, I highly recommend you do. We have so many sections there. If you're a TA guy and you like posting your charts, let them be known. Post them in the TA section. If you see a news article and you think it's worth looking at, put it in the news section. Now, please, I know it happens just because we have some new people in. We have different sections in our board, and so the information can be easily found. Keep the talk on the general section. If you have news, put it in the news section. Because if we have all these comments in the wrong sections, it's really hard to look for information, and people can just give up when they see all these comments for a section that's just for news articles, or if there's a bunch of chatter in the TA chart section. It just makes it easier for you guys, so you don't have to go through all these messages over and over and over, just to find a news article. That's why we have those different sections there. So thank you to all the 43 people watching between Twitch and YouTube. Just to reiterate, I'm leaning bearish right now, but I am when it comes to short-term plays, I'm leaning neutral. We're going to wait for some type of confirmation. I will start getting a little bit more bullish if we can close a 4-hour above 10,003. But I'll wait to open a more heavier long position if we can break above 10,006 and we can close above it. Hey, Puerto Rico 2K, welcome to the Discord. So let's get rid of market Cipher A. So one of my other indicators that I like to use, yeah, TradingView is going to make me log out and log back in. Do you guys have this issue? Let me know in the chat. If you have invite only indicators and you're on TradingView for too long, does it just disappear and make you log back in? I seriously have to do this like 5-10 times a day. It's so annoying. Let me know in the chat. Yeah, it happens to me so often. I have no idea why it happens. See, I bet if we go to it now, we'll be there. Yep, invite only scripts. So one of the other indicators that I use is the aggro cap algo. This is what I like to use to confirm my my market Cipher calls. You can see we had a nice buy signal here at 10,350. We actually went all the way up to almost 10,009. It's been acting as pretty good resistance. We flipped long. We had our play come out. Favorite the scripts. All right, LF online. I'll definitely look at that. But you can see now. So I actually would feel comfortable with this. If we can break above 10,450, I think I'm going to move that, from 10.6. If we can break above this line and we can flip a buy signal, and you can actually see where we have this resistance line in this area, I'd feel more comfortable with that. That's why I like to look at the other indicators just so I can get a better idea of how I'm going to trade. Once again, this is a very ugly candle. It's not something you really want to see if you're trying to start a position. But if we look at our red line here, we're showing resistance at about 10,450. So let's go to our 5-minute. This is more for scalp trading. This is basically my scalp trading tool. King, Google Patrick Mahomes, winner at 8 years old. Yeah, for sure. So for our scalp trading tool, it's actually showing, look at this chat. We had our support line. The moment we broke it, we flipped to we have our short signal right here. You have your red arrow pointing at the top. Beautiful. We went from about 10,225 all the way down to 9,980. So if we're trying to scalp trade this to the upside, it's showing our confirmation being at 10,120. So if you're trying to scalp trade this, I would definitely, maybe use this as your entry. And then remember our prior resistance here on the 3-hour, which is at 10,000. And this is where I would be looking to sell. Or at least wait for confirmation. Because if you can break above this and throw a buy signal, you could have a nice pop. You could have, you have even more gains. But if you're trying to swing trade this, I would totally agree with that. Can you use aggro together with market Cipher? Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, I mean that's why I think we have an edge over a lot of different communities, because not only do we have the amazing market Cipher, and I've been trading for years now, but I have the aggro capital indicators, and when you can get these and use these indicators together, it's amazing. But I really do. This is a newer one that I got. I ended up getting about 2 weeks ago. He has a great community, and it's just it's an interesting indicator. But I've noticed when this thing is coinciding with market Cipher, the calls are literally just never wrong. If we're going to try to scalp trade this, I'll be looking for an entry if we can confirm above 10,120. And I would definitely flip. I would be riding the wave to this red line, which that's roughly at about 10,400, 10,450. And honestly, I would feel more comfortable opening up a short, from that area. I don't really see us going above 10,006. So, but man, what a short signal. That was beautiful. All right. Let's see what our 1 minute. This is our, so, Agro Capital comes with 3 different indicators. Why would, man, has anyone actually been brave enough to use the 1 second chart on TradingView? I keep clicking it on accident. All right, so this is great. This is great, guys. So if we're going to try to scalp trade, well, that's weird. Do you see that? I've never seen this before. Hey, can I get a sound check, chat? How's the volume doing? Like the level compared to my voice? Do you see this break in a candle? I've honestly never seen this. Let me know. But this is basically confirming our scalper. Remember how we had it at 10,120? This is literally right at the same area. So if we can break this, this is the V2 Agro Capital. Awesome. Thank you, Armacida. Alright, Armacida, I have you as a moderator on YouTube now. He's also our moderator in the Discord as well. He's an awesome trader. He's like our coder in the chat. And he also has an awesome bee farm. Or a bee... what would be the name of that, Armacida? Is it a bee farm? Or I'm not sure what you call a community of bees, but it's awesome. So, oh, interesting. So, but right now, chat, if we're going to get a swing signal to the upside, it's going to be at 10,120. Our V1's confirming that, and our V2. All right. Chopped cheese. Hey. So, I want to make this known, guys. We're all about supporting you and your ideas. As long as it has a TradingView chart on it and it doesn't look like it's some scammy, like URL, we're here to support your ideas and your charts. Yeah, let your charts be shown. You can put them in the chat, and also if you're in our Discord, put it in our TA section.
Mixed by Rottweiler.
But no, our community is about, supporting you guys. This is not just me throwing you guys signals and everyone jumps on the buy train or the sell train. We're about self-improvement and education and having a solid community to back you through your endeavor, whatever kind of experience level you have in crypto. We also trade stocks. So this isn't just a crypto channel. Because the way I see it, we have 2 amazing, and not only can I read the normal indicators, but we have the Agro Cap, we have the Market Cipher, we have, honestly, in my opinion, the 2 best third-party indicators in the game. But if we can have a community of like-minded people that are passionate about technical analysis, I'm not really sure, you know what I mean? We're going to have a definite edge over a lot of, other crypto communities. Which there's no competition. We're all in this big movement together. So, but just to reiterate, guys, here on Bitcoin, we are showing a little bit. Looks like the bears, they're trying to build some momentum here on the shorter time frames. This is what we're going to be watching for now. We're going to have to pay attention to the shorter time frames now, because the play that we had earlier this morning has already played out, in my opinion. If we were going to turn extremely bullish, we would have gone way past 10-3. You know what I mean? We would have consolidated above it. We would have kept chugging along. Just didn't happen. So right now we have a much lower level in bullish momentum here on the 5-minute. That's why we're not really selling off that bad. We're just basically not going up. But if, like I said, if we're going to try to scalp trade this, our V1 and our V2 scalp trading or trader, it's all pointing to a buy signal if we can close a 5-minute above 10,120. So that's what we're going to be looking for. And if you like live trading, be prepared for a busy week this, starting tomorrow. We'll look at your coins in live time. Fingers crossed the volume doesn't fall off a cliff, but you can talk to my Twitch followers. I'm serious. Like, every single time I go live, Bitcoin just stops moving. So we're going to check our other one, which is our V3. This is our wick catcher. This is more for catching. The link doesn't show. The link doesn't show. Well, hey, Chop Cheese. Check our Discord down below. Post it in our Discord, the TA section. I'll see if I can pull it up here on the computer. We'll bypass it. Maybe they don't allow links. I don't know. But our Discord should be in the comment section below. All right. Yeah, so right now we're still neutral as well. You can see, I mean, man, this aggro cap has just been on it today with the swing trades. You threw your buy here at 10,120. We went all the way up to 10,356 and now went to the downside. That was a nice $200 swing. So man, aggro caps just been... Alright, I'm checking out the chopped cheese. That's an interesting chart. It's too psychedelic for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like having all the crazy lines like everywhere. I mean, I've noticed, I have some friends that trade using that method, but for me, charting is to make... Oh, I guess you're on YouTube. I haven't, but if you... I'll get it on Discord if you're in our Discord community. I'll have when Asia hands us the market set up right now. I have it actually as a panel. As far as I know, we're the only community that gets a discount for market in the aggro cap. The aggro cap's an amazing... Yeah. But if you go to our Patreon, which is down below, what you're looking at now, we were on the wrong time frames, but this is the V1. But if you check our Patreon, it's definitely there for you. And you actually, you know what I mean? Like, I know it's expensive, but he's amazing to offer it, especially what he's charging for it. And you get monthly access to it. So, there's no peer pressure. We're not here to shill indicators. It's just a service. If you do like it, you can get a monthly subscription for it. But there's definitely no pressure, guys. I didn't start this channel to shill indicators. So... Yeah. Yeah, as far as I know it, until he tells me it's no longer offered, so if you follow the rule, if you look in the description, there's a 5% discount to market Cipher. which I think's really awesome. Because, you know, if you've been here for a while, you know I really respect CryptoFace. So to be one of the few or only, I don't know if there any others get it, but we are the only community right now that gets a discount every day for Market Cipher. And that's just really cool, because you know what I mean? I really do respect CryptoFace. And for him to even offer something like that, I think it's awesome. But I think he said he's having a Labor Day sale. I'm not sure what holiday's coming up, but no, if you do like the Agro Capital indicators, the Patreon is definitely for you. And that link, I know that's on YouTube. But once again, no pressure, guys. So we're starting to lower now. Our swing indicator on the V2. Man, the calls have just been so spot on with this right now. I really like using the V1, the 5 minute and the 3 hour. I really wish I was awake for this. What a beautiful short position right here. Trying to see where the music went. Oh, we're good. We're good. Hey, are you on CryptoFace's Whale Crew? Yeah, he gave me access to it. Or I have it on Discord, yeah. I have Market Cipher and Whale Crew. Man, Bitcoin's doing it again, chat. Absolutely doing nothing. We're seriously right at the same mark I started this on. See if we can, So, to answer your question, Marcel, I'm all about self-improvement and education, and for me, you want Market Cipher, you don't want Whale Crew, and here's the reason why. Okay, they're both great, don't get me wrong, they're both great, but I like having, it's kind of like, what's an easier way? You can dictate your destiny better. Because if you're on Whale Crew, you're kind of waiting for somebody just to give you a call and to tell you what to, when to enter, when to exit. But with Market Cipher, you can look at all your assets. You can look at crypto, stocks, forex, whatever you trade, and you have the keys to your destiny. If you have the time to put into learning Market Cipher and investing into yourself, you're going to do better in the long run. So no, I mean, yes, they're both great, don't get me wrong, but Market Cipher, I would do that every single time. Yep, exactly. You want to be able to dictate your own destiny. Yeah, no problem, Marcel. Yeah, Market Cipher is great. Yeah. Yep. I would rather look at the, Market Cipher and get a decision and, an overall, I think this is going to happen and be wrong rather than someone give me a signal and it's wrong, because, not just the psychology of trading, but you got to own your losses, guys. Don't take a loss as, being a bad thing. The only reason I'm here and doing all this is because it's all the lessons that I've learned through my years of trading. Take your losses and learn from them, and then go back on your loss, however long, and say, what was your mental process? What were you thinking, before you started the trade? What did the charts look like? Is there anything I missed? You know what I mean? Don't take losses as a bad thing, guys. But let's see here. Sorry, I was looking at the chart here, but seriously, losses are not a bad thing. I know a lot of people get discouraged, when they lose a trade. Do you use pivots on? So Philip, I'll be honest with you. I have not found a way to use the market cipher SR, like the pivot points. I've tried looking at it, and I've tried like switching. You know, I honestly have. You know, this is me personally. Obviously, it's not for everyone. I have not found a way to incorporate it. If you're looking for more like a line resistance like this, and you know your long calls, your short calls, you know, Agro Capital is very, very good. That's why, you know, between Market Cipher and Agro Capital, it's a very good combination to have. But no, for the market, not the SR, but oh, Market Cipher A. Yeah, I use Market Cipher A, but I don't use it to dictate my calls. It is all contingent. You know, I think we showed it a little bit earlier. Let's do it again. Market Cipher A is only good at it kind of gives you an idea of what's about to happen. And I don't recommend trading on the 5 minute. You can, but I recommend using the 5 and the 10. But here's a good example here. You want Market Cipher to confirm its own calls. You don't want to just see a green buy dot. Alright, let's get this fixed here. I had to reprogram it real quick. You don't just want to see a green buy dot and just go all in. So let's find a good example here to find a way that Market Cipher is confirming itself. I guess we're on the 15 minute now. Alright, here's a good one. Alright, you have your buy dot here. You have your buy dot at the bottom, you know, right here. So what you would do is you'd go to Market Cipher B. And what do you see here? You got, not only did you get your snake eyes here, but your money flow is still in the red. So you wouldn't want to enter just right when you see this. You see, and then you see we had a nice push to the upside, even though obviously the call did go out. You know, you can just buy the moment you see a green dot, you can do fine. But I'm a risk reward trader. I want to see confirmation. This was your confirmation right here. You had your lower level of bearish momentum, so you had your high, and then a much lower high right here. And then go to your chart, boom, look at that. You had your buy signal right here. Beautiful play. Another one would be similar to about right here. You had your short indicator. So here's the thing. If you can get confirmation like this right here, this is something we've actually talked about for quite a while. When you see your money flow like your red right here, when you are super thick in the red and you show like a much lower level of bearish momentum, you're generally going to have more firepower when you do pump, if that makes sense. This shows that obviously you're deep in the red, you're showing bullish indicators, and when you do pop, you can explode to the upside. I mean, look at this. You were in the red, and then boom, you had a nice wave of bullish momentum here. Yeah, I'm using Market Cipher A and B right now. But then look at this, chat. So, let's see here. Let's go to the 1 hour. It's a little bit easier to find these divergences. I don't really like... Let's see here. So here's a good one. You have your short, right? You have your red X. You have your blood diamond. You go over here. And then what else do you have here, guys? You have a much lower high and bullish momentum. So you see you have your high. You formed a much lower high. And then so you're like, all right, we're looking bearish. Go to Market Cipher. Boom. Blood diamond. That's your indicator to short. Just because you see this diamond, don't short. I mean, look at these guys. And this is a good example. Do you see all these short indicators down here? There was nothing really confirming these drops. So they can be a little, they can warn you that there's going to be turbulence ahead. But Market Cipher is a great indicator. Let it confirm its own calls. You will be more successful in the long run. Look at that. You have a trigger wave on this blue wave. We're just going down. I'm just trying to see You can even see on this one where you have your clusters. You don't really have your confirmation, but you see how you have your blood diamond, you have your red X. So it's like, hey, you know, it's throwing some bearish signals. Look at that. You have triple MACD bearish divergence right here. Let's go over here. Boom. 1, 2, 3 of lower highs on the bullish side. You look at that, you see you've made 3 lower highs. You're throwing short indicators like crazy right here. You have diamonds, you have clusters of red X's, even though it's not our new confirmation one. This was your indicator to short. You know, so does that make sense, guys? About letting market cipher confirm itself? Because if you can get A and B to coincide with each other, you're literally, there's not many times I've lost when they both confirm, you know, each other. Like right here, you see another one. Here's another confirmation. Or actually, it'd be right here. So, you look at market cipher B, right here. You see we made a much lower high in bear and bullish momentum. I'm going to delete these real quick, chat. But here's a good example. I'm going to actually turn this black. Or I'm going to turn it a color where we can easily see it. That's not any better. Let's try black. Alright. I'm actually going to make the line bigger too. I guess that's as big as it gets. So I'm going to pull this out. So right here, you have your high in bullish momentum. You have a much lower high right here. You look at your chart. Guess what? Right at the end of this high right here, your lower high, you threw, not only did you have a cluster of short indicators right here, but you had your confirmation blood diamond. Boom, you went to the downside. And then just like here, you had your major dip. You threw a buy signal, but see this one still, I mean, that's a nice little decent swing right here. But do you see this upwards momentum right here? You threw another buy dot. Well then look, go to market cipher B. What do you see? This thing's being dumb. You see these clusters of buy dots all through here. Boom, you're showing lower levels of bullish momentum. I'm sorry, bearish momentum. And your money flow is violently in the red right now. Do you see how red this is? When you're showing very strong bullish divergence and lower levels of bullish momentum like this, and your money flow is this thick in the red, you're going to have a huge move to the upside, chat. Just like we did here. You went from 9,400 to, you know, it was like 10.8. So you have your clusters of buy dots. You're seeing buy dots pop up in market cipher A, and you're seeing lower levels of bearish momentum. The 24 minute, is that a thing? I've never on it. That's really specific. Hey, Latin crypto, is there a reason you look at the 24 minute? I've never actually heard that before. I'm just curious. We're here to learn from each other. Is there a reason you pick the 24 minute compared to, you know what I mean? What's so specific about 24? I have the 30 minute. If we look at the 30 minute, yeah, you're showing it. This is still growing though, chat. Yeah, it's kite strategy. Yeah, I mean, guys, you know, just to be honest, I'm a more traditional trader. We're going to look up real supports. We're going to look up resistances. But, you know, I've noticed Kite's just, you know, he's a crypto trader of his own. Everyone has their own strategy. I just can't, you know, I don't know if it's my bad eyesight or I'm just a more you know, your traditional type trader. I can't find ways to incorporate the Charlotte's Web. All the lines would just get way too confusing. It's way too confusing, especially if you're trying to teach people, you know, how to do that. It just, I don't know, maybe it's a very good strategy, maybe it's something I can learn, but that's way too confusing for me. That's way too many lines on a screen. I would honestly, rather than doing all those lines, I would rather just have a whole bunch of support green lines and a whole bunch of red lines where you actually have the technicals, you know, like, hey, this is a resistance, hey, this is a support. But having like all these diagonal and horizontal, it's just, for me personally, it's just not for me. And it's very confusing to trying to teach people. But no, you know, and that's the cool thing about, you know, having Kite around. You get different levels of people's opinions. You know, I'm a more traditional trader. We're going to do stocks. We're going to do crypto. I'm going to teach you how to do actual supports, resistances, your fib, you know what I mean? Your trading tools. But no, I don't really know if I'll ever incorporate the Charlotte's Web or whatever it's called. That's just very, very confusing to me. But that does not mean it's wrong, guys. If you have success with it, good, you know, whatever works for you. And if we can have a whole bunch of like-minded people, hey, thank you, Latin Crypto. But no, I'm definitely not here to try to put someone down or like, oh, this indicator. No, if we can, you know, we are all about supporting you individually. If you have a certain way of trading, awesome. And if we can combine each other in our Discord and, you know, in our, you know, our live streams, and we have all these different like-minded, maybe different strategy people, you know how they go about trading, and we can, you know, come up with solid trades, I think we could have one of the best crypto communities around. But you know, guys, do what works for you. We are about self-improvement, and if I just told you, oh, this is the only way of trading, you have to have this or you're not going to be successful, that's you know what I mean? That's not going to help you out in the long run. So whatever works for you. All right, chat. On the 30-minute, I guess this already popped. False alarm. Yeah, you're nice. So not only did we get our short signal here, speaking about trading tools, have you ever used the divergence indicator from? Honestly, Marcel, I've never heard of it. You know, the only other, so like when it comes to like TA channels, the only really ones I watch is like Crowns Crypto and Mitch Ray. You know, I'm definitely like expanding it, but no, those are really the only two channels. You know, I'm gonna start watching Kite here, you know, here soon as well. But you know, because it's interesting. He has a way of trading. I just, you know what I mean? It's hard for me to figure out. But I saw he had almost like a 12-hour stream last night. That's crazy. Good for him. You know what I mean? Did he have lots? Hey, were you guys in there? Did he have like 5-6 cups of coffee? Oh, it's an indicator for TradingView? Oh, yeah. No, I've honestly never heard of it. I've honestly never heard of it. But no, I like Crowns, and I also like Mitch Ray. Even though me and Mitch Ray are not really agreeing with each other right now. And it was a complete accident. So if you see Mitch Ray online today, you should totally tell him what I'm about to tell you. So I really respect Mitch Ray. You know, he's one of the guys I look up to, and he's just an amazing guy, right? I've been a part of his Discord channel for like over a year now. And if you haven't noticed, in our chat, we have a section called General Chat, or General. Well, so does Mitch Ray. He has it exactly the same name as mine. I accidentally, like 2 weeks ago, I posted one of my live streams there, like, hey everyone, I'm live. And I accidentally posted it in his general board. I immediately, I'm not even joking, within 60 seconds, I realized it wasn't popping up on my Discord. I immediately went, I deleted it, and then I commented, I was like, hey guys, I'm super sorry. I posted it to the wrong channel. but you know, it was only there for a minute. But I was like, I apologize. Our channel sections have the same name. It won't happen again. He literally deleted me. Like, he blocked me off Discord immediately. I was like, man, that sucks, because I've donated to him. I've been a loyal watcher from his channel before right when he left the Matt Beasley channel. You know, I've been a super loyal watcher. And to have like an accident that literally was like maybe 45 seconds and then I immediately apologized, but I was still shunned, it kind of hurt my feelings, because I really respect Mitch Ray. But so if you watch him on live stream today, you should let him know that the king of Bybit would like to be put back in his Discord channel. A bunch of coke? Oh, Jesus. So right now, once again, Bitcoin's being good old Bitcoin. We're seriously just sitting here. The same. We've literally been in like a $15 trading range. Been making moves around 6 a.m. So heated, 2183. I totally agree. That's why we're gonna start our evening stream a little bit later, or I'm sorry, earlier, so I can I would like to start our morning stream before 8 a.m. Yeah. See, I tried getting hold of one of their admins, but he keeps telling me to reach him on Discord, but he has his settings to where you have to have a group in common to talk to each other. And we don't have a single group in common. Loan can I find out? So there's no way to reach any of them. And then I asked him about it on their YouTube channel, like on Mitch's comment section, and he immediately blocked me. So I was like, all right. You know, I was kind of sour about it for a few days, because like I said, I've been a loyal watcher of that guy, and it was a complete accident. It wasn't like I was trying to shield my channel on his Discord. But I'm over it. I guess if I really wanted to, I could just make another YouTube account and watch it from there. But so, let's take a good, let's go check out XRP here. Damn, that played out almost perfectly. I drew this out like whenever we were talking about the dip. What does Mitch think of market Cipher? I don't want to put words in Mitch's mouth, but he probably wouldn't be too fond of market Cipher, to be honest. This is just being honest. I don't want to put words in Mitch Ray. Maybe he's a fan of it, but I knowing Mitch, he wouldn't have a way to physically show, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think he would be too fond of it, to be honest. Kite uses the 24 minutes. That's, you know what, like I said, Kite just has his own way of doing things. That doesn't make, either me or him wrong. Oh, okay, I got you, FS. But yeah, I've never once in my, my almost, 5-6 years of trading, I've never heard of someone just specifically looking at the 24 minute. That's a little too precise for me. Like, I would be curious to why he uses the 24 minute. Like, what is it about that number? Like, what makes that different from the 26 minute or the 19 minute? You know what I mean? Like, I'm interested. I generally go from the 5 minute to the 30 minute, and then I use the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour. You can see XRP though. We bounced off about just under 24 cents. We're basically hovering. So, we've talked about this for honestly over a month now. You're going to have major resistance here between 28 and 30 cents. Oh, I see you, Christopher. The reason is the 24 minutes nothing. Kite likes to have 4 split screens so he can see 4 time frames. So it makes to have sense multiple of them. The 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. I see you, Kite. Or I see you, Christopher. Sorry, I'm looking at... I also have Twitch on here as well. Kite was using the 1. That's very crazy. I literally never heard. I've never heard of a single person trading on the 3 and the 6 minute. Like, why would you not just go in the middle and use the 5 minute? You know what I mean? It's so precise. Doesn't mean he's wrong. I'm just saying it's very, very precise. Because see, at that rate, I would just use the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20 minute. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's interesting. Like I said, I'll have to watch him a bit more, but it's pretty precise. It's interesting. Very interesting. So, okay, yeah, I was like, that's what I would think would make more sense, but see, though, that's the thing, though. You know, and hopefully he doesn't run into this. I don't know how long Kite's been trading, but you might get lucky here for a while. But trading on the 1, the 3, and the whatever, those low of time frames, he's going to get burned eventually. You got to be careful, guys. Trading on those low of a time frames, you really have, if you're going to trade on that low of a time frame, you have to look at your daily and your 4 hour. You have to identify the environment you're trading in, because if you're in an overall bearish pattern and you look bullish on the 3 minute and you go up $15 and then you could dramatically just drop $300. You know what I mean? You got to be careful trading on those low of a time frames. I mean, that's extreme scalping. Just be very careful, guys. Once again, doesn't make anybody wrong. Just be careful. Let's look at XRP though here. Let's look at our market Cipher. See how we look on the 30 minute. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's been really hard to find a reason to be bullish on XRP. Need to change this color up. I'm gonna get a new color in. There you go. Use purple. Just try that. So you can see where we had a little pump here. I say little, I mean it's pretty minor. You went up literally about not even half a cent. Kite be on that Kratom. That's what I take, man. FS. I take Kratom every day. I literally got it right here. Let's go to our 4 hour. I'm definitely not going to be trying to trade XRP. Yeah, you're even showing fallish bullish momentum. There's really, guys, our trade setup here on XRP, I'm definitely not buying XRP until we can break and close a daily above 30 cents. I'm not even going to touch it. We're gonna go back to our Bybit charts. The microdoses la lod. What is that?
Do you know the feeling when you fuck on cocaine? Cocaine, 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 cocaine,
Oh, damn. Oh, Jesus Christ. LSD. Yeah, you know, guys, I don't do drugs. I used to smoke weed for a while, but actually I did it for a few years, but clear mind is a happy body. I could never see. I have an anxiety. I can't do LSD. I'm honestly actually pretty petrified of doing LSD. I think that would be that'd be too much for me.
Mixed by Rottweiler.
So right now on Ethereum right now, we're just kind of scanning through. I'm trying to see if there's any we're butting up against our resistance at our 618, and it's right above our psychological support at 200. If you've been here, you know that we do have pretty decent, it was support, but now it's resistance. That's between $200 and $205. But it looks like the 618 is now acting as resistance. I'm getting Ethereum set up right now. So you're going to have your major resistance areas here at about $200. You're also going to have some more at around 220. Let's get this set up. Actually, you have more touch points at 225. I'd feel more comfortable with that. So your short-term resistance is here. It's about that 200 and then the 20. You know, it's that 200 to 205. If we can break above 205, I'd start getting more bullish on Ethereum. You're gonna have more major resistance here at about 225. And once again, it's our old trade setup. If you can break above 235 on Ethereum, I'm fully expecting a test of $260. And that is this line right here. I feel like we are going to fill this gap back up to the upside. If you can break and close, at least if you can close a 4-hour candle above 235, I definitely think we're going to go back and test 260. But if we're going to be looking at support areas, got our resistances down. Let's look at our supports. So if you're ever wanting to find support or resistances, you want to find common areas where you have wicks off of or where you're closing on top of. So you can see, like here, you have your touch points here, you have a cluster of touch points here, you have another touch point here, and then if you I don't want to count this really crazy wick, but you have a cluster of touch points here and here. And that is roughly at about $180. See here. Want to get this more. I believe our next support area is going to be at roughly about 170. Yeah. Well, right now you have support on Ethereum. You're sitting at right at about $180 for your support level. Your first areas of resistance are going to be that let's just call it, well, I should honestly just make this a box, but it's from 200 to 205. You're going to be very prone to getting in that area, and you're just going to tank. Not going, but you have the most likelihood. But after that, you're going to have a little bit of short-term resistance at 215, but your more major areas of resistance are 225 and then 235. If we can break 235, I believe we're going to have a nice move to the upside to about $260. This is a trade setup we've had for weeks, but it's all contingent on closing at least a 4-hour candle above 260. But see, like talking about the Charlotte's Web pattern, see, I would be more inclined to do something like this, where you have your support and your resistance areas. But it's a technique I'm going to I'll look into. But even this, the more lines you get, the more confusing it's going to get, especially from someone like on my end, how I'm trying to, it's more about education and teaching people. I think it'd get very, very confusing. Having all these lines up and down, horizontal, sideways. So to sum it up, you have support here at about 180, with your next support being about 160. Granted, you will have a little bit of short-term support at 170. Your first areas of major resistance, it's going to be that box. I should just make this a box, but it's from 200 to 205. With your next, you're going to have a little bit of short-term resistance at 215, but your more major areas are 225 then 235. How you doing, Big Gloom? Or big legume. Hopefully I said that right. I apologize if I didn't. Making sure I'm not missing any of your comments. Man, did you hear last night, for all my sport fans in here? We're going to be doing some sports betting on this channel as well. I'm waiting for TronBet Sportsbook to come out. Did you hear that Andrew Luck retired last night? The Colts starting quarterback? I couldn't believe it when I read the report. I mean, I know he's been injured like crazy the last 3 years, but I can't believe Andrew Luck retired. Here's our current pattern that we're in right now. We're still in this nice rounded bottom phase. And guess what? If you missed this earlier in the stream, if there is one thing you emphasize, if you don't get anything from this stream, yeah, I can't believe it. I still can't believe you're tired. But if there's one thing you get from this stream, this is what it should be, guys. The bull run is contingent for me on this EMA 100 on the daily time scale. Yes, this is going to be a swing trader's market. You can always swing trade, but the actual market trend as a whole, it's going to be contingent on holding this EMA 100 on the daily. Yes, you have your 0.5 here at roughly 8,005. Waba, I don't know, man. I guess he just got injured and he's tired of having to rehabilitate every year. Yeah, he retired last night. So not only do you have your support box here, but if you break a daily candle and you can close under 9,650, 9,600, I'm going to start getting pretty bearish here on Bitcoin. If we can close a daily candle underneath the EMA 100, I'm going to actually go very, very heavy into a short position. But until then, yes, we can keep dipping here and go into the upside. Yeah, Yeah, he has. I was so shocked, though, to see him retire. So, you know, if this is the only thing you get from our stream, look at your daily charts and put up your EMAs. I need to add the 21 day on here, but I use the 13, the 34, the 100, and the 200. And then if you're a day trader and you like swing trading, get your SMA, your simple moving average, and use your 5 and 10. Oh yeah. Honestly, I thought he did really well. Being a Chiefs fan, I'll never forget that game in the playoffs. We had like a 30-point lead with Alex Smith, and we completely blew it and lost. I will never forget that. Andrew Luck came roaring back, scored like over 30 points in the second half. I mean, seriously, we were up by like 28. I want to say it's over 28 points. And he came roaring back and beat us. But our current bull run, though, guys, is contingent, in my opinion, on holding the EMA 100. I was trying to see, they're all kind of converging here to the downside. You can see here on the 1 hour, I'm sorry, on the daily, we actually wicked right off of our 5 and 10. That's why I'm telling you, if you guys like scalp trading, use your 5 and 10 SMA. Have it with your EMAs as well. I've had a lot of luck through the years using the 5 and 10 SMA. Oh yeah, with all the concussions and, you know, especially the amount of money they make, why would you not play maybe 5 to 8 years of solid football, and then while your body is still in decent condition, you walk out into the sunset, you know what I mean, and you retire. You have your health, you have your brain intact, you don't have that, you know what I mean, that brain condition is. CTE, I think that's what it's called. So don't pay too much attention to this convergence or this divergence, whatever you want to call it. Your purple, or I'm sorry, your pink is your 34 and your red's an SMA. So those are irrelevant. When they cross, you know what I mean? They're irrelevant. The thing I'm watching right now is this is what if I'm going to try to swing trade a short position, this is what I'm going to be watching for. If either this green and this red, which are my 5 and 10 SMA, if they can cross, or you have your yellow, which is your 13, and then you have your you have your 34 up here. I'm going to wait for a cross to the downside of these moving averages. I had like 8 concussions. Wow. Hey, well, I'm glad you're doing okay. Yeah, I had a buddy, he played college football for the Jayhawks. And then he saw, even though the Jayhawks aren't that good of a team, but he actually got drafted by the San Diego Chargers. I'm not sure how well he's doing, but which is kind of cool because in high school, the guy that back in high school, I don't know why they would put me at middle linebacker, but I shattered my wrist. And he was a massive fullback. Did you ever have those guys in school, chat, that like you had these freakishly large guys? They looked like they were college. They had a full beard, and they're like a sophomore in high school, like 6'5", 240 pounds of all muscle. It's like they were just bred to play sports. That's what this guy was. He was just massive. He completely. I was a middle linebacker, and there was a hole, and I went to storm the hole. He seriously lowered his shoulder. Just knocked the living crap out of me. I shattered my elbow trying to break my fall. And he got drafted by the NFL. It was awesome. He's like the only guy that I've personally met or went to school with that actually, you know what I mean, became something like on a professional level. You had 2 that knocked you out cold. Oh, one was playing basketball. Yeah. See, right now, I have a sports injury from lifting weights, and I still haven't gotten over it. I have a severely torn meniscus right now, and all pretty much like 50% of all the cartilage in my left knee's gone. I'm waiting for open enrollment to start so I can actually get some health insurance. I'm going to try to actually get it repaired this year. I've had this injury for about 5 years, and it's just gotten so much worse. My meniscus is way more torn than it was, you know, last year or the year before that. Oh, wow. Yeah. So good old Bitcoin, guys. I'm telling you, I'm almost a jinx to the market. I'm almost 100% sure of that. The moment I go live, Bitcoin just literally stops doing everything. Oh shoot, how much on the bench 1 rep max? Honestly, Sandaba, I haven't been to the, like I said, I've had this horrible knee injury for a few years now, and it's gotten way worse the last year. It's to the point it's actually, you know, I can barely walk, to be perfectly honest. It's been about 2 years since I've been in the gym. I know back the last time I used to bench press, I used to do like, I think the most I ever did was like 240, something like that. But my God, that was like 3 years ago. Nice. Yeah. Here in the next, I'm hoping here in the next couple months, after my health, I can actually get health insurance. Because if you guys haven't been through the ringer already, if you don't have insurance and you live in the United States of America, you get just absolutely crappy service. They basically want to get you the bare minimum service so they can get you out the door. And it's my fault. It's not like I couldn't afford it. I keep missing open enrollment. And then unless you have some like crazy family event or some reason, you know, or I guess if I had a kid, you know, I could qualify for a special, you know what I mean, to get insurance. But if you don't have insurance in the United States of America, you get screwed. I work in healthcare. Yeah, I used to, years ago when Obamacare first got rolled out, we have a place called GDIT here in my home, or it's like right outside of my hometown. I worked there for a while. I worked on the Social Security part. Yep. But it sucks. My knee is so bad right now. It has gotten way worse, and no one will even really give me the time of day. So hopefully when I get some insurance in, maybe I'll have some better luck. But my God, I remember when Obamacare first came out, I don't know if it was my premium or my deductible, but it was like, seriously, it was like $5,000 before my insurance would even kick in. Hey, the big legume. Yeah, have a safe night or have a safe day. We're gonna be doing our stream here tonight. It'll be about 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We're gonna probably stream for maybe 2-3 hours, because we're gonna be doing a cup of coffee stream in the morning. That's gonna be normal trading hours. I generally wake up between 5 and 6 in the morning, so I like to see when Asia hands us the market. So, you know, if I don't catch you on the stream tonight, I will see you tomorrow morning. Yeah. All right. So is there anything in particular you guys want to look at? Let me know. These are a pretty chill stream, especially like the Sunday morning streams. I guess we're in the afternoon now, but just because I want to see, especially with how the stock market, some of the turbulence we're having. It's an AUD. What is the? I thought I had it saved in here. I thought it was something with an A. I know there's GLD, but can you explain something about the ADL? What is that, Philip? The ADL?
Mixed by Rottweiler.
I know we have GLD. I thought it was... Oh, well. I know we have our good old GLD, but there's actually a stock index. Man. Gold's just been going nuts. Ever since about June this year, gold's just been absolutely doing insane. And once again, guys, that's why I like to tell you, I really love my SMAs on here. You have your green, which is your 5, and then you have your 13. We had a small little bounce. We went right back off and bounced off of it. You're really, really extended here on gold. I mean, you're massively. And you're starting to butt up here. You're getting very close to your next resistance. You're going to be coming up to some pretty nice resistance here at about $148, $150. This actually could be a decent short position. Just being completely honest. You know, Philip, that's actually something I need to look into. You're like the 3rd or 4th person that's asked me about this. I honestly, just to be honest, I have no idea. I notice sometimes, depending on what my trades are, how I'm trading, the lights, you know what I mean? They have certain colors of how they build up. Honestly, though, to be perfectly, just being straight up with you, I don't know. I don't really, but see, I don't over leverage myself. I use 10x leverage, but I only leverage 5 to 10% of my portfolio at a time, so I can dollar cost average or sprinkle in or ladder positions, whatever you want to call it. That's how I trade. I use 10x leverage, but I only use very small parts of my portfolio, and I'll slowly get into a position. So if my first position isn't an optimal one, you know what I mean? You have all that extra amount of liquidity that you have to get yourself a better position to average down. So I don't really have too many issues with that, just for the simple fact I don't leverage that big of a portion of my portfolio a trade. Here, let's get the comments back on. Yeah, you understand? Awesome. But yeah, no, I will, I'm actually a Bybit affiliate. I'm gonna do some looking into that. I'll ask the support and I'll see what I can figure out. But you know, I do need to look into that question because I've had multiple people ask me. Sure. Alright. But no, looking at gold here, might actually have a pretty decent short position up here. The only thing you risk though is if you break above and you get some buy momentum above 150 bucks, you could have a nice push to maybe about $160. So especially if we get some negative news on the trade war coming up, you know, maybe they could have a gold. But, you know, this is something I wanted to point out to everyone because I know everyone's like, oh, gold's the hedge to the market. Traditionally, yes, it is a hedge during certain market conditions, but look at this, chat. So I know a lot of you probably weren't trading. I wasn't even trading. I was in high school here. But in 2008, when the heart of the crisis hit, gold actually fell down in value quite substantially. If we look at our price range, before we made a recovery, gold went down 34% in a matter of a year before we made our recovery to the upside. Basically, gold kind of, you know, we had a little bit of a downfall, and I mean, we actually went on a pretty parabolic move while the economy was recovering. But, you know, just because we're going into some uncertainty going into the market, you know, don't just think jumping in gold is the safest bet here. Oh yeah, might not have enough to cover all the leverage. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, Waba. And so the same thing here, guys, with Bitcoin. I really wonder if we're going to see a correlation of this. If we do go into a major trade war, which, yes, that would be bullish for gold and Bitcoin, I wonder, like, let's say we went to a huge economic recession. Would traders, to protect their portfolio, would they initially take profits on all their assets before reevaluating the situation to see, you know, how we're recovering? You know, I'm very curious. Because seeing gold go down 34% in a matter of a year, that's pretty substantial. And it makes you wonder, with the trade war and everything going on, it makes you wonder, with how parabolic, are they already pricing in the possible coming recession? The market's all about speculation, and then they sell the news. So, I don't know. Let's look at gold back here. And see, this is kind of what I was talking about. It looks like there was a ton of speculation before the heart of the crisis hit. And then the moment the crisis actually started, we sold off. You know what I mean? Does this trend looks eerily similar to what we're in now. We're going nice and parabolic. It's just something to watch for, guys.
I do know one thing, no. Bitches, they come, they go. I do know one thing, no. Bitches, they come, they go. I do know one thing, no. Bitches, they come, they go.
I'm looking at here on the 5-minute, it actually looks like gold's probably going to go up. So let's go back to Bitcoin, chat. So in the chat, are we primarily crypto traders in here? Do you guys trade the stock market? Let me know what you guys trade. I know we have some people that only trade crypto or only trade the stock market. But, you know, we're not just a crypto channel. You know, we'll look at stock. You know, I came from the stock market. So as I think most people did. You know, the stock market's been around for many more years, you know, many years compared to, you know, to crypto. But I'm curious to see how diverse our crowd is. You know, are you just 100% stocks? Are you 100% crypto? Are you half, you know? Be interesting. Yeah, only Bitcoin, Philip? Yeah, I entered Bitcoin. I've been full-time into crypto, really. I'll dabble every now and then in the stock market, but no, I've been full-time in crypto since January 2017. Where's the best place to trade gold? Honestly, I use, I would recommend TD Ameritrade, or I think Robinhood probably has it too. Robinhood now allows you to trade. They have leverage on their platform now. But I've been hearing a lot of people griping about Robinhood. I guess they've been having some nasty slippage here lately. So slippage is basically where you just like you hit a pocket of illiquidity. So like let's say you have a stop loss at 150, it could trigger at 149, 149.50. You know what I mean? It happens in crypto every now and then too. But no, I generally like TD Ameritrade. But no, if you're wanting something with more or less, you know, less fees, or you're just wanting to dabble over here, you know, now and then to practice, I would maybe look at maybe Robinhood. But no, gold looks like we're going to go parabolic more if we break above 150. But 150 range looks like that could be a nice short. It's all going to depend on what kind of news we get here. Let's look at market Cipher, chat. The bulls are trying, but the volume right now is just terrible. I mean, your RSI, I mean, you're flat. I mean, at least your money flow's not in the red anymore. I mean, we're pretty much going west to east now. We're showing us slightly lower levels of bearish momentum here. Let's go to the 30-minute. I mean, you look good on the 30-minute. You had your buy signal. Your money's in the red. This is why I'm telling you, if you can show a divergence like this, and your money flow is this thick in the red, you're generally going to have a nice pop to the upside. And that's kind of like, you know, it's what we experienced this morning. You know, another good example is this one right here, chat. You have your low. Not only did you have a trigger wave and you did have your reaction over here, but you had another lower high and bearish momentum. Your money flow was very thick in the red. And then look at this, boom, you had a nice pop to the upside through here. Yeah. The only reason you know, just be you want to, if you're going to invest into the mining companies, I can just tell you this from personal experience. I know they might look lucrative. Do not touch penny stocks, guys. Especially, there is so many gold penny stock scams. You know, I've seen a lot of people that try to go to gold and they think that the low price of the penny stock gold company, you know, it's a gold mine. You want to invest in your more traditional, because they have a balance sheet to withstand if there's times of not enough money coming in. You know, like GLD, Barracks Gold, God, there's even more. There's so many legitimate, real mining companies. But when you're looking into gold, you have to prepare for times when maybe it's not optimal as much to mine. You want a company that has a giant balance sheet. They have assets stored so they can withstand, you know what I mean, the hard times. I've seen so many friends that, you know, they're like, oh, well, they're so much cheaper. We're going to go into the gold penny stocks. They're all at zero now. They're all at zero. Mining is, you know, crypto. I'm sorry. That's why crypto, I think, so amazing as a digital gold, because from a mining aspect for gold, it's very expensive. It takes a lot of machinery to mine it. And then not only that, you have to store it. You have a physical, you know what I mean? You can hold it in your hand. You have to find someone to store it. You have to have someone to ship it to, you know, to facilitate the movement of the gold. You know, there's a lot of money that goes into just, you know, it's not just pulling the rock from the ground. Marifil mines.
What's going on, baby?
Marifil mines. Do you know the ticker for that? Latin crypto? Let me know. Now, something that does look interesting, though, since we are kind of on the metal markets, Bitcoin's just doing nothing now, guys. So, you know, we're going to get our day trading in, you know, this week, I promise. Hopefully we'll get some action tomorrow morning. But there's just nothing going on in crypto right now. We've been trading in a $20 range since the moment. Marifil mines. All right. OTC. Oh, yeah. Here's a great example, chat. This is why you want to stay away from these lower... I mean, I wonder how much money's actually been put into this, but... You want companies that can withstand, you know, times of hardship, because also mining is contingent on the weather. And I know a lot of mines, especially not ones that are like in the U.S., you have to withstand the typhoons, the drastic amount of weather. You know, it's just really depends on where it is. And if you're not mining, you're not making money. And mining's, once again, it's very expensive. If you waste time mining a hole and there's not as much gold that you were expecting, you're going to take a big loss. VSLR. Ooh. That actually doesn't look too bad. You are coming up here to pretty decent resistance there on VSLR. Oh. I want my horizontal tool. You're going to have some pretty decent resistance here at about $10. The next area you're going to be looking at... Let's see here. I want to look at some... Let's go to our 4-hour so we can look at more of these candles.
What's going on, baby?
Yeah, it's about $7 and... This would be a support now. So you do have some support here at about $7.50. I'm going to turn this line green. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to see these touch points. I'm going to get these moving averages off so I can actually see these a little better. Wow. Really? Okay, there you go. And you're going to have some resistance here at about $9 flat. So let's go look right. Let's see where we're actually. Let's take a look. Let's move right. So if you ever want to find resistances or support levels, look left, guys. It's very, very important. So right now you can see the support level. You have all these touch points right here. And you can see I didn't just look over here and just click them because of over here. We were looking left. You can see how they fit beautifully, so it shows we're respecting it. So right now you're actually sitting at, you are sitting at a support area right here. The way you can tell is these touch points. I'll turn this green for you real quick. You have your cluster of touch points here. You can tell where we wicked off of it right here. And that's right at about $7.75. So if you break $7.75, the next area I'm going to be looking at is $7.50. If you break that, I think we'll definitely test the $7.20 area. Maybe about $7. You can see it right here. I just don't want to get it too confusing with all these random lines everywhere.
Mixed by Rottweiler.
So, to sum up VSLR, you're sitting right above your support level at about 770, 775. If you break that, I'll definitely think you'll be testing the $7.50 mark. And then after that, if you break $7.50, I think we're going to go down and test probably the $7 exact, $7 flat. But if you're looking at resistances though, you're going to have resistance here at about $9 even, and then with your next area being at about $10. And it looks like you do also have some short-term resistance here at about $8.50. So no, Latin crypto, I don't use Market Cipher SR, to be honest. Yeah, no problem. KV, $100 is completely contingent on how much you're investing with. If you have $1,000, it's going to be much harder to make $100 rather than you had $10,000 to make that same 100. Yeah, but sorry, I saw your message. How you doing, KV? But no, to make $100 daily, it is completely contingent on how much money you have to trade and your experience trading. If you don't, if you're new to technical analysis, I would really stay away from scalp trading. But if you are going to try to scalp trade, do not trade the lower time frames. If you don't have experience trading on the 5 minute, the 1 minute, the 10 minute, 15, you know what I mean? You're going to get wrecked in the long run. So learn to trade the longer time frames as a whole, like the 4 hour, the daily, the 1 hour. And then that's why I always say, and here's the thing, guys, before you ever enter a position, you have to have a trading plan. If you go into a trade and you don't have a plan set in place, you're just asking to get wrecked. So when you enter, you have to know your exits. Where do you plan to set your stop loss? Where are you going to put your take profit order? You have to have these things set before you enter a trade, or you're just basically, you don't want to enter, because guys, if you don't have a trade plan in place before you start trading, it's where the psychological aspect goes. Your adrenaline's going to be running, or if you start panicking, you're going to start panic, and you could panic sell and make an irrational decision. You got to have a trading plan. It's very, very important. Ether just took a dump. Yeah, it looks like everything's trying to take a little bit of a dip now. But no, KV, if you're new to trading, just stick to your longer time frames. Look at your daily. Look at your 4 hour. Take a look at your hourly. But seriously, I know it looks enticing, but stay away from the very, very short-term time frames. It can get very, very dangerous. Scalp trading has taken me years. I'm not even trying to sit here to say I've mastered it, but it takes years of learning. I am getting starving. What are we listening to? Let's try this one. Looks like everything's starting to take a dip, which kind of sucks because I was literally, we're going to be streaming again tonight. I am literally starving right now. I went live, and when you take Kratom, you're not supposed to eat with it. You have to have at least an hour before you eat your food. I am not even going to lie, guys. I am starving right now. I haven't ate since like 8 o'clock last night. So how to set your stop loss? So I don't do my stop losses based on a percentage or a specific percentage. So like for here, if you were to open a trade above this support box here, let's look at our 1 hour. If you have your support box here, and let's say we're showing support, this needs to be moved up a little bit. So here's a good example. It's 1, 2. Actually, I want to encompass this as well. So let's say you have your support here, right? Let's say it's at 9,800. I generally like to have a $50 wiggle room. Yeah, I generally trade 24/7 KV. So if you have market makers know you can look at these support levels. I generally like to give myself a little bit of a wiggle room. So if you have decent support here at 9,800, I'm going to set my stop loss at 9,750, 9,700. So if we basically just kind of go a little bit under support and then they push the price back up, you're not going to be liquidated, or your order's not going to go through, if that makes sense. You'll still be able to hold on to your position. So look at your support levels, and I generally make my stop loss about $50 to $100 less than that. I hope that makes sense. But I don't just do it on percentage gains. Like, oh, if I'm down 15, no. I just go based on my support levels, the technicals, like what are the charts telling me. So find your support areas and go about $50 below it. That's generally what I do. If I think we're having a little bit of a dump, but the trend as a whole that I traded in, because I have my trading plan, but I feel like my trend as a whole is still intact, I'll do it about $100. But if I'm just trying to get in a quick entry and I want to set a tight stop loss, I'm putting that about $50 lower, than my support level. Because I don't long or short after major impulses. Like here, we had a major impulse to the downside. I'm not going to try to short here. Just like here, I'm not going to try to short here. Just like when you go up like this and you go to the moon, I'm definitely not going to long this after you've made a huge impulse to the upside. I do not short or long into impulses that have just happened. Does that make sense, Waba? Let me know. Because like I said, I'm going to be on Discord till our night stream tonight. We're probably going to go a little bit earlier. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so I can get up in the morning and trade when Asia hands us the market. But I got to get some food here, guys. I'm getting lightheaded. It's been over 12 hours since I've ate. My God, it's almost been 15 hours since I've ate. I'm starving. But I literally woke up, I took my Kratom, and immediately hopped on live. But let me know if that made sense, Waba. Hey, Steve-O, welcome to the Discord. Yeah, no problem. But you know, generally on your stop losses, don't just have a specific percentage gain. That's why we don't only teach you how to read indicators, but use technical analysis. And you know, like with Market Cipher, learn how to come up with support and resistances. Like here, you have these touch points here on the bottom. On the top, you have these touch points that are sitting here on the top. So this is why I have our box here. Instead of just having all these random lines, a box is, honestly, it's more easily and transparent for me to show you it by looking at a box rather than just having all these random lines everywhere. No, that's how I set my stop losses. You know, like here, we're showing support at 9,800 roughly. I would set it roughly at about 9,750, 9,700. Just trying to see if I could find another one up top. But or like generally, like even on a box like this is just a quick example, guys. I'm not really trying to rely on the accuracy of this. It's just, see if I can get this to move. Okay, so if this was our box, right? We broke to the upside. Let's say this was our resistance box, okay, chat? It started at 10,002 and it went all the way up to about 10,004 where we went up. If, let's say I was in the profit, okay? And I wanted to go, and I wanted to make sure I made out in profit. What I would do is, let's say we go to the upside. We're sitting, so we bought here. Let's say we bought this dip at 10,050, 10,100. Once we get above 10,003, 10,004, I'm gonna put my stop loss somewhere in the middle to the at least the bottom tier. Because you want to make sure you get out in profit. This is a prime example. You bought the dip. Let's say you got greedy. This is why you have to curb the FOMO and control the greed. You hit the top of your box and look, now you're right back low. You would be neutral. There's nothing worse than having a trade in the green. You got greedy because you were wanting more gains. And now you're hoping to break even again, or you've lost all your gains. So when you get into your resistance box, I generally like to set my take profits in the middle, or at least the bottom of this box. So if we even come down, we dip, we start getting close to the bottom, and we move back up, I'm still holding my position. You know, if that makes sense. So, yep. It's just a tight trading range pop defender. You know, we're in a very, very tight window for, you know, with our support and our resistances right now. Having a very lesson. Yeah. I mean, we're just, the bots know it. They're taking advantage of this tight trading range we're in. You know, seeing that we have major resist or support and our resistance is up here, they're gonna scout. This is a scalp traders galore. You buy near 10,000, you buy not, you know, 10,000, you know, 9,900, you know, 10,100, and then you sell above 10.3. That's just what's been happening every single day. So, but I don't like how many touch points we have at the bottom of this box here, or the top of our box. So I'm leaning bearish, but we're gonna wait for confirmation. I would like to see us break at least a 2-hour candle below 9,800. Then I'm gonna open up a short position, and just like up here, you know, I'm gonna end on this real quick, guys, and then I'm gonna go get some breakfast. I guess it's lunch now. But on our algo trader right here, let's get rid of this real quick. I'm gonna end on this, and once again, I will be on Discord till you know, our night stream, but this is important. So for our 3-hour, you can see where we're holding our resistance line. It's actually right at the top of our descending line. We threw a beautiful short signal here earlier, or you know, I guess it was the other day at 10,006. And now we actually came up this morning and we almost brushed the top of this box, or our resistance. So if we go to our 5-minute, you can see as well, we threw a beautiful short signal here,
and we've just been riding it. We touched it here, went down. We almost touched it here, went down. So if we can break above 10,100, it could be a nice scalp trade. I really like using the V1 aggro cap algo for scalp trading. If we get off the V1, let's go to our V2. This is more for scalp trading. And then you use the V2 on the 1 minute. You can see here, it's showing the same thing. It's roughly at about 10,100. So if we can break above 10,100, it might be a good swing trade. And if you're trying to look for a target to sell, I'm going to go back to the V1 3 hour. And I would be looking to be a seller here at the top of this box. So if we bought at 10,100, I'm going to definitely be a seller once we get above 10,003. Now, if you can break above this line and flip to a buy on the 3 hour, you know, that's more gains. But once again, you gotta, you know, the curb the FOMO and control your greed. If we buy here on our scalper, I'm definitely going to be looking to sell at this 3 hour resistance. You know, so anything above 10,300 would be game to sell. But until then, you know, I'm definitely not longing Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, they'll eventually let it moon. But so guys, I'm gonna go get some breakfast. I'm starving, and looking at the Bitcoin movement, it's looked like I'm probably gonna have to go on live earlier than usual. So I will keep you guys updated on Discord. But I'm gonna go get some food. I'm absolutely starving right now. So you know, key things to remember on Bitcoin: you have a very strong resistance or support box between 9,800 and 10,000. And you're showing resistance at around, you know, about that 10.3, that 10.4 mark. So I will see you guys in the Discord. I will let you know on the Discord if I'm going to go live earlier. But if you don't hear from me, like a different start time, I will for sure be live at 8 p.m. Eastern time. You know, so, you know, thank you to all our new subscribers, our followers, you know, between Twitch and YouTube. You know, it's now Sunday afternoon. You guys could be doing anything, but thank you. Thank you for each and every one of you for being here. You know, none of this would be possible. I hope you find this channel, you know, informative. And, you know, I try to provide some entertainment. But if you want a community that's about supporting you and helping you grow as a trader, you know, not just through education, but, you know, there's so many things we have on our Discord channel. And I'm about to start my educational series on there to help you learn the free indicators. I highly recommend the Discord. So once again, guys, I will see you on the Discord channel, and worst case, I will see you, you know, later tonight. Thank you, everyone. And of course, Bitcoin now looks like it's dipping. I gotta eat, guys.
Tech, Nina, Kansas City. You ready? You ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the place where we run it. Place really haunted by number 58 is DT the Great, and we flaunt it. Hate and we shun it. No competition, the opposition fake. I don't think they really want it. Loud is the recipe. Loud sitting next to me, no doubt. Now we are proud that we get to see KC Chiefs come and break these geeks, make them taste these cleats. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Chiefs Kingdom. Got to lovers, got some other beasts. Bring them, mop them up and stop them. Got the heat, sting them. You hot when we stop ya. Dropped when he rock. Got blocked in me casa. Ball in my city live, but I find a raw one to get beside. My lucky numbers are 15, 10, 87, 29, 7, 50, 95, 55. Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red baby.
Thank you, everyone. See you on the Discord, and then later tonight. Which, if Bitcoin gets crazy, I will be going live earlier. I'll give you a heads up, and I will be posting my charts on Discord as well. Thank you, everyone.